Hello again. This blog usually focuses on abuses by the police, but I could focus on any type of abuses, not just by the police, but by corporations or individuals or stores, companies. Most of my blog posts are about the police, but this one's a little different. This one focuses on the airlines. It's about a Tigard, Oregon mom who has an autistic daughter, and because of the actions of this autistic daughter, she was kicked off the plane. They were flying from Orlando, Florida, from Disney World to back to Oregon, Portland, and it's a long flight. I think it's something like 7 hours long, and this poor autistic girl was getting I guess fidgety, or she was hungry. I guess the mother said she was hungry, but she was getting fidgety and just was bothered by the flight. And the mom asked the stewardess for if she could buy a hot meal from the first class, because the normal people don't get a meal on the planes anymore. They just get a little snack. But only the 1 or 2%, the top 1 or 2% get a meal in first class. But most people can't afford first class unless you're a frequent flyer and have a lot of points. But this is what this blog does: is stick up for the normal people, the lower class or the middle class. And it's unfortunate that most of the population has to go hungry on a 7-hour flight, and especially a handicapped or autistic person being refused a meal because they didn't pay the exorbitant fees for first class. So here I'm gonna go over this story with you because it aggravates me. This Tigard, Oregon mom is filing a lawsuit after United flight crew kicked her and her family off the plane on the way to Portland from Orlando. Her name is Donna Beagle. That's the mom. She's a public speaker who focuses on poverty. She said they were escorted off the plane after she challenged a flight attendant's refusal to let her buy a hot meal for her daughter. Her daughter is 15 years old and is high functioning but does not speak. The mom knew that her daughter was getting hungry and she wouldn't eat some of the snacks that her mom had brought on the plane. So she thought maybe a real meal might calm her down. But the stubborn flight attendant wouldn't let him purchase a meal from first class. She was willing to pay for the meal, which I don't even think you should have to pay for. You're paying crazy fees to fly anymore. They should, and they actually have record profits. United Airlines has experienced record profits lately. You know, between like 500 million for a quarter to 900 million per quarter. But they won't give you a meal, even if you want to pay for it. They won't give it to you. That's how stubborn they are. But anyway, okay. So her daughter's a picky eater, she says, and it's a common trait of autistic kids to be picky eaters. She thought the hot meal might appeal to her daughter. She asked the flight attendant if she could buy a hot meal from first class, but the flight attendant denied the request after a 25-minute debate with Beagle. At that point, she told the flight attendant, well, you know what? Maybe after she has a meltdown and she's crying and scratching, then you'll help us. You know, what are you to do? She finally did get the hot meal and began to calm down. But then, like 30 minutes later, after she had calmed down, the flight crew announced plans to make an emergency landing in Salt Lake City. Once the plane touched down, the police came to escort them off. Big bullies. Police came to escort the whole family off the plane. Now we get to the spokesman for United Airlines. They released a statement claiming the flight crew worked to accommodate the poor family. They didn't say poor though. But ultimately made the best decision for the safety and comfort of all of our customers and elected to divert to Salt Lake City after the situation became disruptive. Well, I don't see what became disruptive. It says she calmed down after she ate. So I don't know where the disruptive comes from. Maybe we'll have to hear some more details, but let me go on here. United spokesman Karen May said she could not provide no further details about the incident. They don't want to give you no more details because it makes them look bad, because they made a stupid decision and now it's out in the media and they don't want people to hear about it. So they're probably going to try to sweep this under the rug as quick as possible. But it needs to be noted, it needs to be publicized when they do things like this to families. You know, they just hope that it doesn't come out and nobody hears about it and they win. But it's not right to treat people this way, and it's basically discrimination. As far as I call it discrimination. They can call it what they want, but it's discrimination to me. This person has a handicap, and they weren't even attempting to accommodate the poor girl. They just kicked him out in the street, basically. You know, I call it discrimination. And witnesses now. There's a couple of witnesses. They got a couple of statements from a couple of witnesses. One witness says the crew overreacted. I believe that. And another witness said the girl's howling made other passengers feel unsafe. So I don't know what kind of problem she has, but maybe she makes noises. But just the other day, I happened to be in a gas station with a person with a motorized wheelchair. He looked like he was paraplegic. He didn't seem like he could move very good. He had a motorized wheelchair, and he came in off the street with his wheelchair, and he seemed to be talking to somebody on the phone. But the way he spoke, you couldn't understand what he was saying. And he was making a lot of noise. The way he spoke, the way the words came out, it didn't sound right. You know, he had a problem, the guy, a handicapped person. But he was in the gas station talking away on his cell phone. You know, I couldn't understand one word that he said, but maybe the person on the other line or other end was able to understand him. It doesn't matter. But the people in the gas station didn't come and kick him out in the street or call the police. They probably knew who he was. He's probably a local person that lives on the street, and he just came to the gas station to buy some candy or something. You know, wouldn't that be ridiculous if they just said, "Hey, you're making no sense the way you're speaking. Get out of here. We'll call the police." No, it's ridiculous. And United Airlines, I think, discriminated against this poor family by kicking them out in the street. And now they're stuck in Salt Lake City with an autistic daughter and no way to get home. You know. And did you ever try to call an airline up and buy a plane ticket right on the spot? And did you ever see what the prices they charge? You call up the airline, yeah, I want a flight right now to go to Portland. Was it $1,000, $2,000? Or what are you going to do, take a taxi home from Salt Lake City? You know, very, very unaccommodating, unprofessional, and I hope that people would boycott this airline over this. This can't be tolerated. You know, this is ridiculous. Well, if it happened to me, I'd surely boycott them. One more thing I wanted to say. Okay, yeah. The spokesman for United claimed we made the best decision for the safety and comfort of all of our customers, and elected to divert the Salt Lake City after the situation became disruptive. Now, I didn't hear what part was disruptive, but I'm sure all the passengers weren't that comfortable having to land in Salt Lake City and watch the police haul these people off the plane. I don't think that made them too comfortable either. So that statement doesn't sound 100% accurate to me. But we'll see what they do. We'll have to keep an eye on this story to see what the outcome is. But I would boycott this airline over this. Flying another airline. Maybe Southwest. Flying Southwest, at least they seem to have better customer service than the other airlines. But I just wanted to speak about this story. It's not very aggravating. Until next time.